Welcome to Monday Morning Dharma on July 6th. Thank you for joining us. Let's go ahead and settle in for some meditation. Balanced, grounded, in a place of stillness. Like the mountain. Rest, relax, allow. Allow the world to be as it is. Allow everyone in the world to be as they are. Our job is not to change the world. Our job is to change our mind. Please gently transition into meditation on the inner body. Become the silent observer of sensations that may start in your hands and your feet. All that is asked of you is to silently observe these sensations and allow a more tranquil, awakened state of awareness to emerge. This morning's meditation on the stages of the path is equalizing self and others. And for our meditation this morning, I'd like you to please bring to mind someone in your life, someone with whom you may have strained relations. This is not someone for whom you have abject hatred, just somebody who might get on your nerves from time to time, who can push your buttons from time to time. This might be a neighbor, an acquaintance, maybe a family member. Please take a moment to bring this person to mind. And I'd like you now to imagine that this person is seated in the space in front of you, facing you, with their eyes at the level of your eyes. And we can think, just as just as I wish to experience happiness, this person also wishes happiness for themselves. Just as I wish to be free from difficulties, free from suffering, this person also wishes to be free of difficulties and suffering. In this respect, we're the same. In this respect, my happiness is no more important than the happiness of the person seated in the space in front of me. There is room in my heart to wish for the happiness of both of us equally. And this wish for both my own happiness and the happiness of others is the object of my meditation. I'd like you to please just rest with this wish for both of us to be happy while meditating on the inner body. as you know from Dharma teachings on interconnectedness, your happiness and the happiness of the person seated in the space in front of you are not separate. It's no longer your happiness and my happiness. It's our happiness. Please rest in this wish for mutual happiness, this happiness that is beyond self and other. Now, please gently redirect your awareness. Become aware again of this collection of parts we've agreed to label physical body, and allow your breathing to become less shallow. Taking deeper and deeper breaths, become aware again of the garments of clothing resting on the surface of physical body. Become aware again of your surroundings inside the room that you're occupying, including the person who is seated in the space in front of you. Become aware again of the world that exists outside of the room that you're occupying. We dedicate all of the merit from this morning's meditation to world peace. We make a special dedication for the person seated in the space in front of us. May this person be completely free from all forms of emotional and physical suffering. May the person seated in the space in front of us be happy, peaceful, contented, and free. Completely fill up your belly and lungs with air, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your meditation to an end. Nice, nice. I like that better than stewing on the things that the person does that gets on my nerves. Much, much better. Everybody benefits from that meditation. Um, so with this meditation, this teaching in the Lamrims on equalizing self and others, um, we really do enter the path of bodhicitta, the path of the bodhisattva. Um, all of the great scope meditations are on bodhicitta, this enlightened mind or the mind that aspires to achieve full awakening. Um, but the previous two meditations are, you'll recall, recognizing that all beings are our mothers. And then the lam rim after that, the meditation after that is remembering the kindness of others. With this meditation, we go into wishing for the happiness of others, which is kind of the whole bodhisattva motivation. The bodhicitta motivation is to practice our spiritual path, to practice our path for the benefit of others. It's no longer just about me. It's no longer just about my welfare, about my liberation. It's about mine and everyone else's liberation and freedom from suffering and happiness. Hence, this meditation on equalizing self and others. Your happiness is as important as mine. Your freedom from suffering is as important as mine. We're equal in this respect. Now, a qualifier here, or a recommendation, not a qualifier, a recommendation. We don't have to go out and do anything at this point necessarily with people who are our objects of equalizing self and others. We don't need to go out and buy lavish gifts or pay compliments or even let the person know that we're wishing for their happiness. For now, this is an inside job. Yeah, this is an inside job. If we can increase our wish for others to be happy, make authentic this equalizing self and others state of mind, state of consciousness, the right actions will naturally follow, right? They'll follow and they'll be authentic. Right now, I think our job is to familiarize ourselves with being concerned with the happiness of others as much as we do our own happiness. Yeah. It might seem a little strange, maybe even a little uncomfortable, but that's just because we're not familiar with it, right? Maybe we're not, maybe we've done this meditation before and we are familiar with it, but for a lot of us, this is brand new territory. Making others' happiness as important to us as our own happiness is. Yeah. In Friday's class, we presented some ways of thinking where we can recognize that others' happiness, the happiness of others, is as important as our own. Now we're trying to cultivate that recognition within us, like make it firm and make it clear. Yeah. Yeah. To familiarize ourselves with it. So, for the majority of Friday's class, we talked about equalizing self and others within the context of other people. Yeah. Guess what? There are other beings in the world than people, and they're called animals. Yeah. Somewhere along the way, we humans got this notion that animals are subordinate to humans. Yeah. That their lives are not as important as ours, and thus the happiness of animals isn't as important as the happiness of humans. the welfare of animals, we humans somewhere along the line concluded, and I don't think there was just some formal proclamation. It just sort of kind of unfolded at some point that the welfare of animals is subordinate to the welfare of humans. I think that's an invalid view. I think it's an invalid view. And you guys can exhale. I'm not going to make a appeal for vegetarianism or veganism. Um, and I'm going to invite us to look how we can expand our recognition of the importance of the happiness of animals. Right? When somewhere along the way we decided that, that the happiness of animals, the lives of animals aren't as important as those of human beings. I sort of just I've been playing with this all weekend. I've been meditating on it, camping at Cherry Creek Campground. And I don't know what it is, like where we took the wrong turn. I have a feeling, this speculation, can't know for sure. Part of it has to do with intelligence. I think somewhere along the line, we humans got this notion that because animals aren't intelligent or don't appear to be as intelligent as humans, that therefore they're less important. Yeah, I'm sure all of us have had experiences with animals and have seen that they have a very special form of intelligence, different than ours, but not less, I would say not less at all. Yeah. My friend who lives out in Wind Canyon. For those of you who don't know where that is, it's west of town, out 180 a little ways. And she had a dog. The dog recently passed, but the dog would know 10 minutes before she arrived. Like I was house sitting for the dog. I witnessed this with my own eyes. I was sort of like doggy sitting, and Amelia the dog went to the door and sat. She's a Gordon setter, so like kind of pointing is, kind of what they do. Um, 10 minutes before my friend arrived. And I'm told she always does this. And what is that? Is that like hearing, or is it like could she hear and coming, or smelling, or is it just like a special like psychic ability? I don't know. I don't know. I took my dog Ozzy. We were talking about this here at Lotus Center before class. My dog Ozzy has a really hard time with fireworks, the sound of fireworks. And so I took him camping for 2 days and 3 nights to get away from the fireworks up in the Gila National Forest. And we left this morning to get down here in time. And he looked at me and looked into my eyes, crawled up into my lap as I was driving, looked into my eyes, and gave me a doggy kiss. And there's just no doubt in my mind that he was saying thank you. He knew why we were there, and he was saying thank you. Yep. Yeah, so I think saying at the end of the day, we don't know if animals are less intelligent than we are. Even if they are more intelligent or less intelligent, doesn't matter. It's an invalid line of reasoning if that's the basis for the wrong turn that we took, you know. I promised not to play the vegetarian vegan card. And I am going to invite you to think about ways that you individually can up your game. up your game with regard to our perspective on animals and the priority that we place on the happiness of our non-human brothers and sisters, right? What about animal testing? There's no reason for animal testing. There's none. The research is out there about all of the ways to test products that don't involve testing on animals. It's heartbreaking for me to think that somehow we've come to a place where we consider animals to be so subordinate to humans that we can test on them for products that we're going to buy and use. That's like an easy, quick way to care for animals, to express a wish for animals to be free from suffering, is to buy products that don't involve animal testing. And guess what? You don't have to do a bunch of AI research. You can just go down to the co-op because I'm pretty sure all their products down there don't involve animal testing. You know, a friend gave me a card about cows. It says, "Did you know that cows have a memory of 3 years? That cows are pregnant, mama cows, pregnant for 9 months." Sound familiar? Cows can't see red or green. Cows have best friends. Cows have besties. Yeah. And cows love to play. Amazing. Amazing. It may not be pleasant for us, or may cause us some discomfort for us to think about us as being animals ourselves. You know, I'll let you decide sort of where you come down on that, but like primates, chimps, some would consider them relatives of ours. Yeah. We wish for the happiness of our human relatives, or at least most of them, anyways, sometimes. Um, let's expand that to include primates, because some would say that they're relatives of ours as well. So, anyways, almost out of time. The appeal here is, I think you get it, but I'm going to say it anyways. In equalizing self and others, yes, let's make the happiness of other people as important to us as we are. This is like bodhicitta 101. But while we're at it, let's include animals. Yeah, let's include animals and insects too. Maybe relocate insects from out of our house rather than, killing them. I've got a little dog dish with water outside for when Ozzy's out in the yard. Sometimes find insects in there. If they're still alive, they go for water. Insects need water. Like, let's fish them out. Yeah. Let them carry on, protect them from suffering. Equalizing self and others, such a profound, beautiful, important practice, and an accessible practice. Yeah. Okay. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're very welcome.